Shadowblade here with another episode of Factorio with Darkfyere.
Hello, everyone.
And we are back, and you may notice things look a little bit different. Well, there's a reason for that. It's Darkfyre's fault.
Always.
So, when we first started, he was kind of like, oh, we were missing fuel over there. We're missing fuel everywhere. I thought you said you filled that up.
I forgot that one.
So, Dark was connecting to me directly to do our kind of multiplayer game, but he was getting a lot of, like, frame issues, and the computer kept having to catch up and stuff like that. So, we ended up getting a dedicated server that we could use for this playthrough. So, we basically got back to everything where we were. One note is that we did add a mod. I know I said we were going to go totally vanilla, but there's one mod that I added, and that's the resource spawn overhaul. Two real reasons. One is that it helps to kind of spread out the resources a bit more, so you have to kind of go further, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting. It involves making, you almost have to do trains and stuff like that. The other thing is that it was a little bit easier to get the server set up with that, and so that we could look and upload a world or a seed that wasn't total garbage. I tried to upload one, and I was like stuck on an island that was literally like 5 tiles big out in the middle of the water, and I couldn't get off it. There was no land bridge, so I was just stuck. So that can happen from time to time.
That was a Tom Hanks map.
Yes. That was a Tom Hanks map, and I had no, what was his name? Winston?
Wilson.
Wilson. No, Wilson. I guess you could have been my Wilson. Although you probably would have spawned on the normal land. So, anyways, yeah. So the last episode we got our power up and running, and we had some stuff, and our smelteries working, and yeah. So now we can move forward. And the way we do that is we make a sprawling factory that's humongous. All right, so the only thing about this map is that there are trees and trees and more trees. And trees kind of get in the way. They're kind of a pain in the butt. So the first thing we should do is kind of scout around a little bit. And you'll note that, like, when we run out this way, if you see up your little mini-map, there's, like, surrounded by gray.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you run far enough out, that gray is going to disappear.
It's a Shroud of War.
Yes. Basically. Holy trees. That's a lot of trees, Batman.
Wow, I'm getting lost in this forest right now.
Mm-hmm.
Help.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing also. That's a mod maybe we should have thought about. In these really dense forests, you can find yourself stuck. So you just have to right-click and chop your way out of it.
Okay.
So
ET's gonna drop down any minute.
I know, right? So what we're kind of looking for... Ooh, I found biters. Be careful.
Oh, I'm stuck in trees, man. I'm safe.
He's going nowhere. So we're kind of looking for a big open area where we can put kind of our factory without having to clear out too much. Like up above here, there's kind of some space.
I'm free.
I'm free. I'm surprised I didn't reveal that. To the right of the coal there, it looks like there's a big kind of space that's... Oh, does this thing...
So dark.
Yeah. The darkness is real.
We should combine the flashlights. I mean, cross the streams, you know?
Don't cross the streams. I didn't think of anything. Did you think of anything? Ray? I'm sorry. Just popped in there. What,
You
Ray?
said I dated myself.
I know. But come on, it's Ghostbusters. Oh, man. More forest. What, Ray? What just popped in there? So here, you see this big old super open area right over here?
Yep.
We could build a pretty large, sprawling factory over this way. We'd have to kind of cart some of our materials over this way a bit, but that shouldn't be too bad.
Do you get like mounts and stuff like that, or no?
Not mount. Well, kind of. We can eventually build a car and tanks and modular armor that we can put in like super speed exoskeletons in there. So yes, eventually we will get mounts.
Sweet.
They're just not quite mountish types. But, so one of the first things we're going to want to do is get our science going. So now that we have a little bit of power going, you see if you go into your production crafting menu down at the very bottom, there's a lab.
Mm-hmm.
Build one of those. You might need some copper and stuff, but...
Oop, I got plenty of that.
Oh, have you been leeching all the resources?
Oh yeah, I've got like half an inventory full of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Was I not supposed to do that?
No, that's fine. I can see.
Hey, those things stop running whenever, they get filled up, so I just took it all.
It's very true. I just can tell you're going to be a hoarder. All right, then once you've got that built, go to the next, to the right, the intermediate products, and you'll see little beakers that are red and green.
Mm-hmm.
Build 5 of the red ones. And then come down here, and you're going to put your science lab down where we have some power.
What did you say the button was to make 5 at once?
The red science packs. Science pack ones.
But you said I could like control click or something like that and it would make 5 or something.
Oh, if you right click on something, it'll make 5 of them.
Ew. Okay, I have 5 science pack ones.
All right. So put your thing down here, but put it 3 tiles away to the left of mine. Perfect. All right, now in your science, so now what we're going to do is we're going to choose a research. So if you hit T,
okay,
you can see all the research that we have available to us. The stuff in yellow is stuff that we can research now, but in the lower left-hand corner, you can see what kind of science packs it requires. And then if you scroll all the way down, you can see all the crap that there is to be researched, and there is a lot of it.
That's a lot of science packs things.
Mm-hmm. And the ultimate purpose of the game, if you go to the very far bottom left, you'll see a rocket silo.
Mm-hmm.
When we research that and build it and launch a rocket out of it, that's when we win the game. But you can see there's a lot of research and stuff to go through before we get to that point.
Seems like it's going to take a while.
It could take a while, but it'll be worth it. So, the first one we want to research is automation.
Do we need to research different things, or?
Nope. So we're going to be sharing research. So if you click research on that automation, it'll start it. There we go. And you see down there, Darkfyere started research automation. Now I can change it. If I said, no, I want optics. We could change it back and forth and we'll fight over it and we'll get nowhere.
Oh, so the research is shared amongst everyone on the server then. Okay.
Yes. So now click into your lab and you're going to just shift click your science packs to put them in there. And you'll see as they research, since we have 2 of them going, they're going twice as fast. And you'll see the little green bar up in the upper right-hand corner shows how our research is progressing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's nifty.
Yep. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a nice little thing here. We're going to build our first automated factory. And that is going to be to keep our science running.
You can automate your research. That's cool.
You can. You still have to choose which one you're going to do, but we're going to build a factory that will automatically make our little red science packs and feed our labs. And there you go. Automation's finished. So we'll hit T and we'll go to the next thing. I'm thinking we should probably do...
Military? Guns?
Yeah, we could probably do either that or optics. I'll let you choose.
Or what about logistics? Like, because we're going to have to transport all that stuff.
That's true. That is also a good one.
I don't know. I'll leave the choices up to you for now, because I don't know what's best.
Okay. Well, we can do military. It's cheap and easy. So while we are doing this and setting up this factory, we could even have you, you and I make some more of those research packs.
Okay.
So I'll get 5 more going. But now if you'll look in your crafting menu, we have a new item that we can craft. Down where in the production menu where the lab was by itself, now we also have assembly machine 1.
Crafts items that require up to 2 ingredients.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead and make one of those.
Do you want me to put the science packs into the thing?
Yeah, sure. I'll put mine in there too. So now that you have one of these, we're gonna plop it down.
Where do you want me to plop it down?
Right now, nowhere. But can you click into this?
Okay. All right, now what?
Now, what do we want to make to go into these things?
Looks like we need plugs.
Well, I mean, what do these labs use? The little red things.
The science packs.
Yes. So if you click into this, you'll see it says choose a recipe for assembling.
Okay.
So find the science pack, the red science packs.
Okay, got it.
Click it.
Okay.
All right. So now you do you see the icon on it?
I do.
The red science pack icon?
Yeah, so now we need copper plates and iron gear wheels, it seems, to...
Yes. Well, gear wheels are also made as an intermediate product. So if you plop down your machine...
Like right next to it?
But leave a space, because we're going to want to put one of these inserters to move items over. Mm-hmm. Now go in there and set that one to be gears.
Okay. Oh, just need iron plates for that. All right.
Yep. And so now what we can do is we'll make a box here. Let's put it here. And then if you go into the logistics, you'll see you've got inserters, right?
Yes.
So make like 5 of those.
Okay.
All right. So one of them you're going to want to put from the gears into the science pack factory because we need gears in there. I'm going to put one that takes the science packs and put them down in this box for our labs to use.
Did I get that backwards?
Nope. So remember the line tells you where you're pulling from. The arrow is where it's going.
Okay, good.
And if you need be, you can always hit R to rotate it.
Okay.
Now, what else is needed? What's needed for these gears?
You gotta put iron plates in there.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this box with 100 iron plates and 100 copper plates because the science pack needs the copper plates.
I have. Do you want me to put all the iron plates I have and copper plates I have in there?
You don't have to. This is just at the moment we're just kind of showing that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one inserter pull it from the box over here and another one pull it from where it puts it there down into the thing. And you can do the same thing with the gear wheels.
Does there need to be a box in between those inserters?
No, because they will hand off to each other.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And now all we need is some power. So I'm going to put down. We need to cover this area. You see all those blinking things? They all need to have a pole so that the little light teal area is covering all of them.
Do you want me to put down some small electric poles?
Yep. So just cover that up. Mm-hmm. And then
Oh, missed the spot.
missed a spot.
I can't pick up the pole.
Do you like to be symmetrical?
Yes, it's bothering me right now. My OCD is killing me.
Well, tough. All right, so right now we've got one small problem. You see how
Nothing's working.
So you see how this inserter, they're not smart. They just pull out whatever at random. Well, this gear wheel doesn't need this copper plate. It needs iron plates, right?
Right.
So we need to think of a different way to do this so that won't happen. If an inserter...
Oh, okay.
So if an inserter... So I'm going to kind of tear down some of your stuff here.
Great.
So if an inserter is delivering something directly into the factory and it only needs copper plates, it will only pull copper plates. So if we make a small adjustment here, like so, and we put our power pole in, and then we put in our iron and our copper, it's only going to pull iron into the gear wheels. It's only going to pull copper into this. So this is where the puzzle aspect of the game comes in. Does that make sense?
So, okay, so wait a minute. All right, so you're saying so the inserter is only pulling iron because this factory only needs iron. So why was it pulling copper before then?
Because if you put an inserter here going into nothing, this nothing block doesn't require anything specific, so it'll just pull whatever's there onto it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Same idea with with these things.
Okay, that
Right?
makes sense. So if you wanted to only pull a certain material out of the box, then you need to attach it to the factory that
Yeah.
requires that material. Okay,
Correct. Later on, we'll get items that are called filter inserters, and then you can set a filter on it to say only pull this particular item out of it.
gotcha.
But early on, we have to kind of jerry-rig some of these tricks in order to get these things working. But now you can see none of us are making the science packs in our pockets, as it were, but we're still getting science done because it's automatically being made. So as long as we keep this box full of iron and copper, our science will be automated.
Alrighty then. So
Cool beans.
should we build more of these assembly machines to make this go a little faster?
So we could, but I don't like the idea of having to run back and forth, filling this thing with iron and copper all the time.
All right, fair enough.
Right? I mean, it's fine for now, but I'd rather have it automatically do it all the time. So one of the good, early goals is to completely automate your science, your red and your green sciences. But to do that, we need to automate pulling ore out of the ground, putting it somewhere, and then being able to use that to come down and feed this stuff, right?
Right.
So right now what we have is we have two of our little ore gooblers over here pulling ore out, cooking the iron, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one thing we could do, and this is another deal where inserters and transport belt come, is we could, oops, I ran out of said transport belt. We could do something like this, where we're pulling it from here, putting on this transport belt, and then running that transport belt over to that box.
I see.
Right? But we're still having to put coal into these things, and this is not very efficient. You know, it's still us doing work, and we want to be lazy. We want to automate everything. So the first thing we can do is set up kind of a small smeltery, if we will. And do you know much about circuitry?
I know not to submerge a circuit board in water and then turn it on.
Well, okay. That's good. Have you ever heard of a bus?
I have.
Do you know the purpose of a bus?
Picks people up and drives them around the city.
Not that kind of bus. Similar idea, but not quite. So a bus in a circuit, it has a, that's not going to work. I don't have enough of this stuff. Basically, you have long lines, and you've probably seen them on circuit boards. They're big, you'll see 5 to 10 gold lines that run through a circuit board, right?
Yeah, it's a front side bus and it has a certain speed assigned to it.
Yeah, so what that bus does is it's a central location where a bunch of crap and information goes along, and then it can be diverted to whatever needs that information. Well, in the same way, we can build factories like that. We can have a bus with lines of iron and copper and coal and gears and circuits and things that we'll need for other things, and then we can just peel off some of that stuff whenever we need it, based on what we want to build and what we want to automate. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build a bus, and that's why we kind of needed that big open space, is so we can kind of build a bus over there. But first, we need to get this stuff out of the ground and smelted.
Well, it's out of the ground and in my inventory right now.
Yeah, so there's some of it, but it's not very efficient. It's not very effective. We got to keep running over to pick it up. It's, it's too much work. So, do you have a bunch of power poles?
I can make a bunch real quick.
Here, I'll give you the ones that I have. What I want you to do is I want you to stretch the power lines from where we have our power way over there all the way over here.
I would be happy to do that in the next episode.
Oh no, we're out of time. All right. Well, guys, we automated our science. We've got science going. We've already done optics and military and logistics is what we're going to queue up. And just before we go, if you go to your combat in crafting, now we can make submachine guns and shotguns. So I'm going to make one of those.
Wait. Oh, so what are you making?
A submachine gun.
Oh, I might. Is that better than a shot?
They're different. So shotguns have, you can see the shooting speed is a little bit different. So the submachine gun shoots 10 per second. The shotgun shoots 1 per second. But then the shotgun uses the shells. The damage is 12 times 5 physical because it shoots out 5 bullets. Whereas the bullets from the magazine are only 5, but it shoots 10 per second. So
I think I want to go with the shotgun. You can do the submachine gun.
All right. That'll work well. What I've noticed is that shotguns are quite good at like clearing out the bases, whereas the high rate of fire is good at keeping the biters off of the person clearing out the bases.
I see.
So we can do that. But all that stuff's going to have to wait till next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please tap on that like button. It helps us out and helps out the channel. And if you really enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already for more content. Either way, leave us a comment. We want to hear from you guys, see what you like, see what you don't, and learn and make improvements or ignore it entirely. But until next time, I've been Shadowblade.
This is Darkfyere.
Stay sharp.